If you've got one hook, one ball of yarn, and 20 minutes, you can finish a project today. Not start one, finish one. And I'm about to show you a handful of crochet ideas that prove it, including one that most people online won't even tell you about because it's almost too simple to call a pattern. So here's what we're doing today. We're going through a list of crochet projects that are stupid easy, beginner-friendly, and honestly look way more expensive than they actually are. No pounded rows that confuse you halfway through, no stitches with names you've never heard of, no 12-page instructions that make you close the tab and go back to scrolling. Just a hook, some yarn, a few repeated moves, and a finished thing in your hands by the end of the day. If you've ever bought yarn with big plans and then let it sit in a bag for 6 months because every pattern you found felt like homework, this one is for you. Let's talk about why that happens in the first place, because it's not really your fault. Most crochet content out there is made by people who've been doing this for years, and without meaning to, they skip steps. They assume you already know what join in the round means, or what a magic circle is, or how to read a stitch count without losing your place. So you watch a tutorial, get excited, pick up your hook, and within 5 minutes, you're stuck, frustrated, and convinced crochet just isn't for you. That's not true. It just means you started with the wrong project. The truth is, almost every cute thing you've seen on Pinterest or TikTok made from yarn breaks down into about 3 basic stitches repeated over and over in clever ways. That's it. Once you see that, the whole hobby opens up. So let's get into the ideas, starting with the easiest thing you can possibly make, and one of the most useful too, coasters. A simple round coaster is just single crochet stitches worked in a circle, and you can finish one in about 15 minutes once you get the hang of it. Grab some leftover yarn, any color, any weight, and just keep adding stitches in a spiral until it's the size you want, then stop. You don't even need to know how to increase perfectly because a slightly wobbly circle still works as a coaster, and honestly it looks handmade and charming instead of messy. Make 4 or 5 in an afternoon using scraps you already have, and you've got a gift set that looks like something from a cute little shop but cost you nothing extra and took one lazy evening. Next up, something almost everyone loves making and wearing, a scrunchie. This one barely counts as a pattern because there's no shaping at all. You just chain a long strip, fold it over an elastic band, and single crochet around the elastic until you've covered the whole thing, then sew the ends together. There's no counting rows, no following a chart, nothing to mess up. It takes maybe 10 minutes once you've done it once, and it's one of those projects where people genuinely cannot believe you made it yourself. If you've got younger family members, nieces, daughters, little sisters, this is the project that gets them hooked on crochet too, because they can finish one in under 15 minutes and immediately wear it. Now let's talk about the project that, in my opinion, is the real gateway into this whole hobby, the granny square. I know it sounds old-fashioned, like something only grandmothers make, but stick with me here. A granny square is just groups of 3 stitches clustered together, worked in a circle, turning corners as you go. Once you learn the pattern for one round, every single round after that is the exact same thing repeated. There's no new skill to learn as the square gets bigger. You're just doing the same simple move over and over. The reason this project matters so much is because once you can make one granny square, you can make a coaster, a coffee cup mat, a small bag, a pillow cover, or eventually, if you get hooked, an entire blanket, all using the exact same stitch pattern. It's the one technique that quietly unlocks dozens of other projects without you having to learn anything new. Let's keep the list going with something genuinely useful around the house, a mug cozy. This is basically a tiny tube of fabric that wraps around your coffee cup so you don't burn your hands, and it takes about 20 minutes to make. You crochet a rectangle using simple stitches, wrap it around a mug to check the size, then add a button and a little loop to close it. It sounds almost too basic to be a real project, but when you're done, you've got something that looks like it came from a cozy little coffee shop gift shop, and it makes a great small present for literally anyone, even people who say they don't really care about handmade stuff. Another one that's surprisingly popular right now is a small wristlet or phone strap. You make a long, narrow strip using simple stitches, attach a clip or a key ring to each end, and suddenly you've got a trendy little accessory that people are paying real money for online. The entire thing is just a long chain of repeated stitches, no shaping, no counting that needs to be perfect, and it takes less time than a sitcom episode. If you want to step it up just slightly while keeping things easy, many amigurumi shapes are a great next move. Think tiny mushrooms, hearts, or little blobs with a face. Yes, amigurumi can get complicated when people start making detailed animals with lots of color changes, but a basic small shape is just single crochet worked in a spiral, increasing for a few rounds, then decreasing back down and stuffing it before you close it up. The shape practically makes itself once you understand that increasing makes it wider and decreasing makes it narrower. A simple mushroom or heart takes maybe 30 minutes and instantly becomes the cutest little keychain or bag charm you've ever seen. And finally, for something a little bigger but still genuinely beginner-friendly, there's the mesh market bag. This one surprises people because it looks impressive, but it might actually be easier than the coaster because there's no shaping at all. You just chain a big loop, then work double crochet stitches with gaps between them, round after round, getting taller each time until you've got a big open mesh tube. Add straps, and you're done. There's no counting decreases, no tricky shaping around corners, just the same simple gap pattern repeated until it's the size you want. And because it's made from gaps instead of solid fabric, it actually grows faster than you'd expect. So even though it looks like a big project, it doesn't take nearly as long as a solid bag would. One more idea before we get to the part that really matters, because this one might be my favorite on the whole list: a simple headband. You make one long strip using basic stitches, the same kind of strip you'd use for the wristlet or the scrunchie, just a bit wider and longer, and then you twist it once in the middle before sewing the ends together. That twist is what turns a plain strip into something that actually looks styled, like a little knot detail right at the top of your head. People assume there's some complicated shaping involved to get that twisted look, but there isn't. It's the exact same flat strip you already know how to make, just folded differently before you stitch it shut. This is the kind of thing that makes crochet feel a little bit like a magic trick once you understand it. You're not learning a new stitch every single time you want a different result. You're taking the same basic building blocks and just changing how you put them together, the same way a few basic ingredients in a kitchen can turn into completely different meals depending on how you combine them. And that idea right there is exactly what I want to slow down on for a second, because it's bigger than any single project on this list. Now, here's the moment that actually changed how I think about this whole hobby, and I think it's worth slowing down for.